Today we're hopping inside the 4xe and I'm going to show you how easy it is to transition to a PHEV. I gotta tell you this every single time. It's part of my job. I have to do it. Make sure that button says subscribe. We want you to subscribe. We want you to see our great content. We give away a $250 gas card to one lucky subscriber, and it could be you, just by clicking a button and seeing some great content. Everyone, so we are in the gorgeous Grand Cherokee Summit that we used for our first 4xe video. But today I'm gonna be going over the 4xe system, just the 4xe system, and some of the buttons and things like that, just so you can get a little bit more comfortable. If you are looking to purchase this, I'm gonna show you just how easy it is to make the transition to a PHEV and then eventually to a fully electric vehicle. But today we're starting with this one. Okay, so if you want to come with me, we're going to have Jason come around, and where we're going to start is right on this left-hand side here. We're going to start with the E-Select modes, which are located on the left of the steering wheel under your light switches right about here. So by default, your 4xe runs in hybrid mode, which uses both the gas and the electric power as needed. Most drivers will use this mode majority of the time, and this mode blends the torque from the engine and the electric motors, which will use any EV power first before backing it by the gas engine for responsiveness. So when your battery is depleted, the engine will run more frequently. Next is your electric mode, which is right here. The electric mode is the Grand Cherokee running solely on battery power, so long as it's more than 1%. If not, it's going to automatically switch back to the hybrid mode when it dips. So no worries about running out of range when you're worried how the system is going to do. It's going to do it automatically to back up with the gas. So again, if you're looking for a transition vehicle, this may be it for you because you can learn how to conserve your energy. Now, the electric range is about 40 kilometers, but this will obviously vary based on your driving habits, the terrain, the vehicle load, speeds, etc. And one of the best things about full EV mode is you'll be introduced to the world of silent driving. That means no gas engine running. The only problem is at first you may forget your car is on. And lastly, we have e-save mode, which is this last button here. So this runs solely on the 2-liter turbo gas engine and is meant to conserve your battery power. So it even adds to it with your regenerative braking, which we're going to touch on shortly later. But when may you need this? If you're saving your energy for off-roading, maybe you're driving in urban areas where more regen can be used later instead of on the highway. And you actually have 2 e-save modes that you can select within the Uconnect system, which actually we're going to pause and we're going to flip over there just so Jason can get a good look so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so we're at the home screen and I just want to show you quickly, we will come back to this later to get more in depth, but quickly I wanted to show you just for the e-save modes, when you click vehicle here, and you have the electric vehicle button here that you can tap, and then you have all these menus, which we're going to go over later, but we are going to go down to the e-save mode. You'll actually see that you have 2 modes. So you have the battery save mode, which reclaims the energy from the engine to maintain the current battery level. And then you have the battery charged option, which uses the engine to charge the battery to the maximum possible. Okay, so let's talk about regenerative braking. So instead of providing torque to make the Jeep move, the motors in the transmission act as generators. So we talked about this in the 4xe review, that when you actually slow the vehicle, it's going to convert its motion, the kinetic energy, into electrical power to recharge the high voltage battery. So this means that even when you're driving, your vehicle is consistently recapturing energy that would have been wasted and storing it for greater efficiency. So no matter what, the regen is there. But if you really do want to improve your efficiency, I'm going to show you a button that's actually going to max it out. So this button up top here that I'm sure Jason has zoomed in on is called Max Regeneration, which uses an even more aggressive regenerative braking calibration. So you'll have to engage this with the touch of a button. So you actually have to turn it on, and you'll see on your instrument cluster that it has been displayed there. Every time you start up when you want to use it, while you coast, you're going to feel the regen kick in even stronger than when you're normally driving. So as the Jeep slows, it'll almost slow to a complete stop, but you still have to use your brakes to stop the vehicle completely. So this can take a little bit of getting used to, since the action of releasing the accelerator and feeling such a dramatic slow without the brakes essentially entails one pedal driving. So mastering regen is pivotal in maintaining your range. So again, this is a great segue into the electric world. And a side benefit is that it reduces the wear and tear on your friction, wear and tear on the brakes and on the brake pads for the friction brake pads, making them last even longer. When we move to the Uconnect PHEV screens, which we've already navigated there. So again, if you're on the home screen, you're going to click vehicle, and just on the top here, you're going to see the electric vehicle menu that you can select. And then you have all these menus here, which we're going to go through. So the first menu is the power flow menu. The power flow menu displays the amount of power currently being generated or consumed by the engine. So the high voltage battery and even your climate control system is going to watch. So you can monitor this on the go and configure your instrument cluster to display it while you're driving. Next menu we're going to go to is your driving history. So this menu displays the distance driven in both full electric and hybrid modes during the current and previous weeks, displayed using this bar graph here. So your charging schedule is the easiest way to program your vehicle to charge on off-peak hours. In Canada, we have off-peak hours, which means cheaper rate on electricity, which without having to go and physically plug in your car itself. So your vehicle can be programmed to schedule charging for a desired time. And even when it's plugged in, it will only start and it'll stop at the program time. So you can actually set them up here. And we touched on this last menu just at the start of the video. This is the eSave menu to choose how you'd like to program your eSave mode, which we talked about before. And finally, you have down here your charge setting. So your charge setting, which in case you have any issues charging, you can choose to lower the charge power here. So this will take a little bit longer to charge, but if you are stuck at a certain charging station, this can be an option to help you get going. So again, may take a little bit longer, but if you do need to get charged, this is the best way to do it. Just go to your charge setting and then maybe perhaps turn your charging rate down. Well, there you have it. That has been your review of the Grand Cherokee 4xe system. So I hope this helped. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me or leave a comment, whatever that I can help with. And we're going to be doing more like this, more videos to help you transition and hopefully get you to going to the electric way, because that's the way of the future right now. So we'd love to help. So remember, nobody beats the deal from here.